Hello and welcome to this episode of BarChat. My name is Doug Brown and today my guest is Ashleigh Backman. Ashleigh is the Attorney Manager for Statewide Legal Services. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Very pleased to have you here today. Pro Bono is such an important part of the Connecticut Bar Association's mission. Why don't you tell me about Statewide Legal Services and what your mission is as an organization?
Sure. Statewide Legal Services is analogous to a hotline. It's a referral and advocacy center where low-income clients can either call or go online and talk to us about their legal concerns. So if they call, they can immediately speak to an advocate about anything from housing, family law issues, including divorce. We even help low-income clients write applications for pardons.
So low-income clients, you're talking about the people who really don't have access. Tell me, what do you mean by low-income clients?
Low-income clients, well, we are federally funded, so we have some federal funding guidelines for low-income clients. But generally speaking, these are clients that can't afford legal services, whether that be pro bono, low bono, or full representation services. So to bridge that access gap to justice, we're really aiming to help low-income clients learn about the law and to empower themselves to be advocates in the courtroom and outside of the courtroom.
And this access to justice for this population is really kind of a crisis right now in Connecticut and nationally. Tell me about some of the need that clients are showing.
Access to justice is a crisis in Connecticut in that 25% of civil cases in 2014 were pro se cases, meaning that they did not have an attorney to represent them in court. And I think we can all imagine as attorneys and advocates how scary that feeling must be to have to talk to opposing counsel or even navigate the court system or stand in the hallways with all of these attorneys chattering about legal jargon. And so in and of that, we really do need pro bono advocates working with low-income clients that can't afford otherwise to get legal assistance. Additionally, in the civil legal aid, there in Connecticut is about 1.85 civil legal aid attorneys for every 10,000 people living in poverty in Connecticut. So that number is astounding.
So there are less than 2 lawyers for every 10,000 people with a need?
Less than 2 lawyers in Connecticut. And so that's where us as attorneys in private practice, young attorneys that have just been admitted to the bar, attorneys that are retired could really donate their time in a small capacity or in a large capacity to really help bridge this access gap.
Yeah, I think one of the misconceptions lawyers might have about doing pro bono work is that it can consume their whole practice, or they don't know how to do that particular area of the law. And when we were talking before, you talked about Pro Bono Your Way. Tell me about that.
Yes, Pro Bono Your Way at Statewide Legal Service is sort of to combat that fear that if you take on a pro bono client, you might have them for a very long period of time and for varying subject matters. So at Statewide Legal Services, if you volunteer your time, you can take anything from 1 case a year to 40 cases a month. We have 3 different programs, one being direct representation, where you would take a more active role and you would represent a client in a proceeding such as divorce, which is a little long and more lengthy, or housing, or even a small claims court issue. Another way is call for law, which is very limited representation. What we do is contact the pro bono attorney, give them some information about the case, and then that attorney calls the client and discusses the legal matters and empowers them to then represent themselves in court or represent themselves by a creditor, and then that's the end of that. And then the third way is actually doing direct outreach. So we have clinics that go into the community. We set up our table. We tell low-income clients that we are going to be there. And you sit with them for a few hours, for the 3 hours, and just talk with a bunch of clients about their legal concerns. At the end of the day, you're done. So Pro Bono Your Way is really a way for all attorneys to get involved, whether you have a lot of time, such as a divorce proceeding, or you only have that 1 hour of time a month through call for law or even the clinic.
Sure. Now, I know you said that Statewide Legal provides malpractice coverage to those lawyers for these matters. And also training if someone wants to get involved, say, in family law, but they don't know anything about family law. Tell me about that.
This is a fabulous opportunity for both young attorneys who are just starting in the field or more seasoned attorneys that might want to be branching out to different areas of law. We have in-person trainings. We're going to have a training in November for family law, sort of a nuts and bolts training. We also have an eviction army training coming up in January. And these are free in that you don't necessarily have to pay your way in, but we ask that you take a case afterwards. In the past, we've had Thunderdome, where all young attorneys take one divorce case and follow that case through with a mentorship opportunity. So we also have online opportunities if you can't make it out to one of our trainings.
So a benefit of, besides giving back and helping people with access to justice, the lawyers who are doing pro bono work are actually getting practical experience in the substantive area, aren't they?
They are getting practical experience, and they're getting practical experience in the area of law that they might practice in, or in areas of law that they might not be as familiar with.
And we talked before, Statewide Legal is kind of the umbrella organization that helps the other legal aid agencies in Connecticut too, right?
Well, I think we like to think of Statewide as sort of the referral hub. We're obviously in partnerships with all of the other legal aid organizations, and there's a mutual understanding and a mutual respect with all of them.
That's terrific. So if somebody's watching the video and says, I might want to give this a try, I didn't know I could do pro bono my way, how would they get in touch with you to learn more?
They can go onto our website at Statewide Legal Services, slsct.org, and we have a volunteer button that you can just press on and learn more about our programs, the Pro Bono Your Way. And then you can get in contact with me or one of my coordinators, and we can discuss sort of the options that you might be interested in. Another way to do is just come to one of our trainings. Sign up for a training and let me see your face, and we can chat about things.
Well, terrific. This is a tremendous program. I love hearing about all that you're doing to address this access to justice crisis in Connecticut. So best of luck to you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.